Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Workday Physique, the fitness podcast for busy professionals. I'm your host Ajitesh Gogoi. I'm an online fitness coach bringing you evidence-backed, no BS training and nutrition strategies so that you can build your dream body in the most time-efficient manner. Today we are talking all about protein. What does protein do? How much protein do you need? Are protein powders even safe? How can you get enough protein from food, especially if you're a vegetarian? We will cover all of these questions and more. By the way, all our episodes now come with timestamps in the description. I personally really hate podcasts when I can't go back to a section I wanted to re-listen to, or sometimes I just want to jump into the next section, but it is impossible because there are no timestamps. I didn't want you to have similar troubles. Also, since most of you are busy professionals, we don't want you to waste time on such trivial issues. Everything has been optimized so that you can have an enjoyable and efficient listening experience. Also, if you didn't notice already, we have completely revamped the Workday Physique brand. We have an awesome new logo. We have new color palette, brand new typography, new Instagram post formats, new everything basically. And for this, I have to thank my extremely talented friend Himanshu Sharma, who is a designer by profession. Himanshu really understood the vision I had in mind for the brand, and I was really blown away by how he came up with just the perfect visual representation of the idea. If you have a company, a podcast, maybe a YouTube channel, or any other organization, and you want to create an incredible impact on your customers with your brand's image, you must definitely hire a qualified designer to do your branding. Personally, I would very highly recommend Himanshu. You can go check out his other design work on his Behance profile and contact him on his email. I'll leave a link to both in the episode description. Himanshu is also a seasoned runner and he is currently actually training for a half marathon. He is always up for some serious running. So even if you don't have any design projects to get done, you can still hit him up to get together for some running sessions. Now let's get back to the episode and talk all about protein. What is protein? Protein is a macronutrient which makes up one of the basic building blocks of the body. Proteins are linked chains of amino acids. You must have heard of branched chain amino acids or BCAAs, which are very popular nutritional supplements. If you're taking these already, I have one crucial piece of advice that will maximize their effectiveness for you. That'll be to take your tub of BCAAs and toss it into the trash can. Seriously, do it. BCAAs, unlike protein, consist of only 3 essential amino acids. Research, however, shows that the body can utilize amino acids only when all 9 of the essential amino acids are consumed together. Consuming these amino acids in isolation lead to no benefits. Taking BCAAs may actually hinder muscle protein synthesis and decrease absorption of amino acids from other food sources. So save your money and your muscles and buy some complete source of amino acid instead, like a whey protein supplement. Coming back to protein, how much do you actually need? Is there something like too much protein? Well, if you're someone who is not physically active, the minimum amount that is needed by your body is just 0.8 grams per kilogram of your body weight. So if you're say 70 kilograms in weight, you would need to consume at least 56 grams of protein per day. This is the absolute bare minimum. However, if you're physically active, you lift weights at the gym, or you run regularly, maybe you play some sport, and you should definitely be doing one of these things to keep your fitness levels up. So if you're physically an active person, you should aim to consume 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. That means that if your body weight is 70 kgs and you regularly lift weights, you should aim to consume 126 grams of protein per day. When it comes to consumption of protein, there seems to be a very strangely popular myth regarding excessive protein consumption. People tend to believe that eating too much protein can cause kidney stones. There is also another myth that protein consumption in excess can lead to osteoporosis or the loss of calcium from your bones. Both of these myths are just that, they are myths. There is no scientific evidence whatsoever to prove these claims. High protein consumption can cause kidney problems only if you already have other chronic health issues like diabetes or high blood pressure or chronic kidney disease. Regarding bone health, a study in 2017 actually showed that higher protein intake improved bone health. Having said this, there is no reason to consume beyond 1.8 grams of protein per kg of body weight. There are no additional benefits of consuming protein beyond this quantity. But also, there is no harm either, so you don't have to worry about it. One extremely common query that I have come across from people I know is regarding a vegetarian diet and protein intake. If you're vegetarian, it can be very difficult to get enough protein if you don't prioritize it. And if you're vegan and don't consume any dairy products either, it can be even more challenging. But just because something is challenging doesn't mean it is impossible. You just have to do some extra homework regarding what you put into your mouth. When compared to animal sources of protein like meat and eggs, plants are actually a pretty terrible source of protein. The problem with plant sources is that they are incomplete sources of protein. Just like the BCAAs we spoke of earlier, plant proteins also don't contain all the 9 essential amino acids. So your body cannot absorb all that protein that you're eating. But animal products like dairy, fish, meat, and eggs are complete sources. They have all the 9 essential amino acids together. So the body can absorb them much, much better. What is then your solution here? The solution would be to consume a wide variety of protein-rich vegetarian foods so that your body can get all the essential amino acids together in a meal. So don't just sit with your sad-looking bean salad if you're vegan. Add some rice or maybe a slice of whole wheat bread to go with it. Consume nuts and seeds with your meals. Prioritize foods like soy and tofu, which have better amino acid content than other vegetarian foods. Do not make your diet one-dimensional. As vegetarian and vegans, if you don't focus on consuming variety of foods with every single meal, chances are that your body won't be able to absorb all the protein that you're eating. And by the way, protein should not be the only concern if you're vegetarian. Vitamin B12 deficiency is one of the most common deficiencies suffered by vegetarian people. So if you don't eat animal products, be sure to get your B12 levels checked by a doctor. You may be deficient. Irrespective of your stance on meat consumption, there is one extremely efficient way of getting the required amount of protein in your diet. It is through protein supplementation. Protein powders are the cheapest way to hit your protein goals if it is just too difficult for you to get it from your meals. There are tons of different protein powders made from a variety of sources available these days. You have the good old whey protein, you have casein protein, you have pea protein, you have even soy protein powders. But you have to be a little wise here. Like we talked of earlier, plant sources of protein are incomplete. Hence, if possible, always pick whey protein, which is made from milk, over pea protein or soy protein. But are protein powders safe? Yes, absolutely. Whey protein is in fact nothing but a byproduct of cheese making. It is not a chemical synthesized in a lab. So if you're okay with drinking milk and eating cheese, it is perfectly fine for you to consume whey protein. It is just a milk product. Whey protein is also the most easily absorbed source of protein. It has been proven to be superior even to meat and eggs. So if you're okay with dairy consumption and don't have medical issues like lactose intolerance, whey protein is perfectly safe to consume. But if you're vegan and can't consume dairy, you would have to pick a plant-based protein powder. Even though it wouldn't be the best quality of protein that you can get, if you're consuming enough variety of protein foods in your regular meals, that will easily make up for it. So don't worry about it. When you purchase a protein powder, make sure to purchase it from a well-known brand and from a trustworthy seller. The supplement industry in a country like India is not very tightly regulated, so any supplement, be it your Ayurvedic ones, your multivitamins, or even your whey protein, they don't undergo strict quality checks. Now, good brands would usually provide a lab report of their product to verify the claims on their label. If you're still skeptical, you can always get the product tested yourself in a food lab. Once you find a good, reliable brand, however, just stick with it. But can you build a great body without protein supplements? Yes, of course. Why not? The whole point of supplements is to help you fill the gaps in your regular diet. If you're already getting the recommended 1.8 grams of protein per kg of body weight, you don't need any supplementation at all. If you are a firm believer of not consuming any supplements for whatever personal reason, and you still want to achieve all of your physique goals, then one thing you definitely must do is to get your diet on track. We covered a little bit of that aspect in our very first episode, so if you haven't listened to that already, check it out after this one. If your diet is on point and you prioritize the consumption of protein-rich foods with every meal of the day, you will never need to spend any money on protein powders, ever. Now, you may be thinking, okay, all this protein powder talk is good, but when am I supposed to be drinking this protein shake? Should I drink it before my workout or after my workout? I saw this one Instagram influencer say that I should drink it right before bed so that my body repairs my muscles all night long. So what should I do? Let me simplify this for you. Your first priority is to get enough protein in total over the entire day, no matter what. If you consume this amount in 2 meals or 4 meals or 6 meals, is actually not that important. You may have come across another myth somewhere that your body cannot absorb more than 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever arbitrary grams of protein in one sitting. This is false. There is no evidence that has established any upper limit on protein consumption for one meal. So technically speaking, even if you ate one entire chicken for lunch, one entire chicken, and then drank 3 protein shakes afterwards, your body would have no trouble absorbing all of that protein. But protein does one special thing unlike any other nutrient. If you're someone who lifts weights, just consuming protein has been shown to trigger muscle protein synthesis in your body. So every time you eat a protein-rich meal, you would enhance your body's muscle building process. Hence, it does make sense to space out your protein intake evenly throughout the day and not eat all of it in just one sitting. That way, you can boost the muscle building process multiple times throughout the day. So it doesn't really matter if you drink your protein shake in the morning or evening or at midnight. It doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter if you drink it before your workout or after your workout or in the middle of your squat session. It doesn't matter. Do whatever floats your boat. These minor details may improve some small things here and there, but they don't impact your results in any significant manner. What matters is that you always hit your total protein goals for the day according to your body weight and try to distribute the consumption evenly throughout the day. That is it. Keep it simple. So to sum things up, protein is one of the most crucial nutrients that make up the basic building blocks of your body. You must prioritize it in your diet, especially if you're a vegetarian. For a regular inactive person, which I'm sure you're not, the daily recommendation for protein is just 0.8 grams per kg of body weight. This is the bare minimum. However, for active individuals, just like you, the optimal protein intake should be 1.8 grams of protein per kg of body weight. Can you consume more? Sure. Is it beneficial to consume more? Unlikely. Is it harmful to consume more? Definitely not. Unless you have high blood pressure or are diabetic or you have chronic kidney disease, then you should definitely take your doctor's opinion in this regard. Vegetarians and vegans must try to get their protein from a variety of different sources. Variety is absolutely important because vegetarian sources of protein are incomplete sources. They don't have all the 9 essential amino acids, so they are not absorbed by the body efficiently. You might have 3 amino acids in, say, lentils, 2 in rice, and 4 in, say, soybeans. If you ate all of them together, you would get all the 9 amino acids, which will make protein absorption easy for your body. However, if you ate just one of them alone in a single meal, this would make the process a bit inefficient. The most effective way to consume protein is through whey protein supplementation. Protein powders are one of the cheapest, safest, and most well-researched nutritional supplements in the industry. So you can consume them blindly without any fear. But buy them from a reputed brand and look for a lab report that verifies the content on the label. And if you don't want to consume any supplements, that is absolutely not a problem. But you have to ensure that your diet is on point and that you are meeting your daily protein goals. Lastly, the time of the day when you consume your protein shake has no significant impact on your results. Only 2 things matter. Number 1, you must fulfill your daily protein requirement by the end of every single day. Number 2, you should try and space out your protein intake evenly throughout the day. Oh, and yes, another little fact I just about forgot to mention. Protein-rich foods also create a feeling of satiety or fullness. So if you're trying to lose weight or cut back on snacking, you should definitely prioritize eating more protein. It will keep you feeling full for longer and you won't constantly be hungry. That is it for this episode of Workday Physique, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. The show notes for this episode are available through the link in the description. If you're on Instagram, you can follow us there. You will have access to exclusive previews of our future episodes, get to see behind the scenes of our production process, and also get free training and nutrition tips. You don't want to miss any of that. Our username is Workday Physique, so go follow us. We are also available on all of your favorite podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Castbox, and even YouTube. We are literally everywhere. Hit that follow button or that subscribe button on the app you use for podcasts. And also don't forget to recommend this show to one friend who you think will enjoy our content. I will see you again in another fortnight. Until then, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay consistent.